Singapore Senior Minister Hsien says stronger ties with Kazakhstan could open new opportunities for Singapore firms and provide a backup route for high-value cargo if major sea lanes are disrupted. Now, speaking during his visit to Kazakhstan, he says there is good potential in services and investments between the two countries, even though physical distance limits how large direct trade can become. Aslam Shah reports from Astana.
Singapore companies are already looking for opportunities in Kazakhstan. And while distance could limit direct trade, Senior Minister Hsien sees good potential in services and investments.
In terms of direct trade and investments, it will grow, but I do not see it as growing to be enormous because the physical distance and the physical obstacles they are real. But if we're talking about services trade, or talking about investments doing business in each other's countries, there is good potential because the Kazakh companies are interested in doing business in Southeast Asia, and Singapore is in fact a good place for them to be.
Kazakhstan could also give Singapore another option for moving high-value cargo between Asia and Europe. This is through the middle corridor that runs through Central Asia and across the Caspian Sea.
It doesn't supplant the sea route, but you have something which is high value, something which you want to have guaranteed backup, fallback path in case something happens in Bab al-Mandab Strait or something happens with the Suez Canal, you want to go a different route. Well, this is an alternative path.
Beyond land routes, he suggests for national carrier Singapore Airlines to explore greater connectivity in the skies.
One problem which they mention is that the connectivity is not as good as it could be, in particular between Singapore and either Astana or Almaty, because there's no direct flight. You have flight to Almaty to Bangkok, Almaty to Phuket. That's a different kind of business as tourism, Almaty to KL, I think, but not Singapore to Almaty or to Astana. And it's something which we would look at, and we will encourage SI to look at. I hope there's a business case. At some point there will be.
Mr. Lee says Kazakh firms are interested in doing business in Southeast Asia, and Singapore is well placed as a base for them. He adds that Kazakhstan is also very serious about joining ASEAN's Treaty of Amity and Cooperation. The treaty commits signatories to principles including peaceful cooperation, respect for sovereignty, and non-interference. For Singapore, Mr. Lee says such relationships also have a wider diplomatic value.
And it's part of our diplomacy to bring together small and medium-sized countries so that we can have some impact in the world. And it's a kind of life raft, even if not everybody is on board, enough of us are there. So amongst ourselves, we have an orderly environment.
Kazakhstan is a youthful and rapidly modernizing nation that's looking to build links with like-minded partners like Singapore, who values open trade and international cooperation. For Singapore, deeper ties in this region will mean more economic and diplomatic partners in an increasingly uncertain global environment. Senior Minister Lee will take his engagements from here to neighboring Uzbekistan as he continues his Central Asia visit. Aslam Shah, CNA, Astana.
In Tashkent, Singapore and Uzbekistan have formalized their intention to launch negotiations on a free trade agreement. The proposed FTA aims to improve market access and create more opportunities for businesses in both countries. Other agreements include one that will tap Singapore's experience in special economic zones. The Singapore Cooperation Enterprise says this will focus on improving the planning and management of Uzbekistan's existing zones, including frameworks for attracting investment.
I think we found in Uzbekistan where I would say the cost of living as well as the cost of doing business actually is actually much lower than in fact other countries. So that's an area that I think our companies, if they were looking to expand into the region, internationalize in the Central Asia region, Uzbekistan could be a possible alternative as well, especially in specific domains.
Mr. Lee also met with President Shavkat Mirziyoyev at the President's office. Singapore and Uzbekistan mark 30 years of diplomatic ties next year. Mr. Lee says he looks forward to pursuing new possibilities for cooperation between the two countries.